Hello everyone and welcome to the Obento webinar series. I'm Sue Zuris.
And I'm Kyoko Kusumoto, and we would like to present the Obento method for introducing script and integrated approach.
Okay, let's get started.
This method is based on a few principles. Reading and writing Japanese script can be taught from day one by integrating it with listening and speaking.
In this method, from the very beginning, we incorporate the learning of hiragana into the content we teach, rather than teaching the whole alphabet first. For example, we start with greetings and we teach the first hiragana of each of the key greeting words so that students can recognize those greeting words. For example, o for ohayou gozaimasu, ko for konnichiwa, and sa for sayonara.
And so reading is taught within a context.
Yes, the characters introduced are chosen based on the key words in each unit.
Students are required to read only what they can already say.
This is really important. Students must be familiar with the key words and expressions before they're required to read them. So we should teach and practice the vocabulary before we introduce the hiragana.
Students must be given explicit strategies along the way to build their reading skills.
We need to teach our students how to read by constantly reminding them of strategies for remembering characters or figuring out the word using the characters that they know and noticing the length of the word. We need to help them through the workbook tasks for the first few units until the strategies become second nature.
Writing is introduced alongside reading. However, while students can read the whole word, they can only write the individual characters they have learned.
All tasks in the workbook and the suggestions in the teacher toolkit, as well as the resources on Nelson Digital, have been carefully designed specifically to facilitate this method.
By the end of Unit 5, students can read and write all hiragana and 13 kanji. By the end of Unit 11, students can read and write all katakana and 9 more kanji.
We have a 4-step guide to reading hiragana and katakana.
Step 1 is distinguishing between hiragana, katakana, and kanji.
Step 2, teaching the first character of keywords in the unit to enable students to recognize words and expressions. If your students are confident with the concepts and enjoy hiragana, then you can teach more of the hiragana in those keywords.
Step 3, lots of pre-reading practice. That is, identifying and matching.
And step 4 is building students' reading skills by exposing them to pieces of text which increase gradually in length and difficulty. Let's have a closer look at each step. We've put together suggested Obento tasks and teaching and learning strategies.
Distinguishing between hiragana, katakana, and kanji.
We are able to teach those 3 scripts together because we ask students to notice the difference. Hiragana is round and curly, katakana are straight lines with pointy bits, and kanji look like little pictures. You can also reinforce that the words written in hiragana will be Japanese words and the words written in katakana will be borrowed from other languages, mostly English.
You can see pages 10 and 11 from student book, which can be used to introduce this concept.
You may choose to explain the writing system yourself, or we encourage you to use this video called Benkyou no Ben from Nelson Digital. The video shows Ben and Kate using the menu from the school Shokudo to talk about the different Japanese scripts. Students can follow on referring to pages 10 and 11 in their student book.
This is great. A menu without any English. I'll starve before I can understand it.
Hey, Kate, need some help?
Ben! Can you read Japanese?
I know a few things.
Well, I'm really hungry, so if you're able to help me, let's get to it.
Okay. Well, I suppose you can recognize these numbers.
They're obviously the prices, but how can I read what they use to actually eat?
See the first dish, number 1?
Yep.
Well, the round, wiggly characters are called hiragana.
Hiragana. What do they say?
Well, there are 3 characters, which make 3 sounds. U, do, n.
U, do, n.
Yeah, udon, which means noodles.
Udon. Sounds good to me. And the same characters, hiragana, are in the next one as well. What kind of noodles are they?
They're kitsune udon.
Kitsune udon. So you mean each one of those hiragana is a separate sound?
はい。
The third one is udon too, but the three characters in front of it look a bit different.
Yeah, those first three characters are called katakana.
Ah, katakana. They look different, straighter.
That's how you can tell katakana from hiragana.
So hiragana look round and curly, but katakana are more like straight lines with pointy bits.
Yeah,
So what does it say?
it says kare udon.
Don't tell me. Curried noodles?
You're right. Kare means curry.
That doesn't sound Japanese. It's more like English.
Yeah, actually, all the words in katakana come from other languages. That's why they're written in katakana and not hiragana. Have a look at number 13. It says orange juice.
Orange juice. Come on. What's the next one? I'm on a roll.
After viewing the video, we suggest you show students many examples of hiragana, katakana, and kanji in authentic texts and get them to identify each one.
These are two tasks from the workbook which illustrate this concept. Have students notice the shape of the characters and reinforce the difference. Step 2, teaching the first character of keywords to enable students to recognize words and expressions.
You can use a system of mnemonics like hiragana in 48 minutes or your own to teach the characters. Then present the keywords as flashcards or directly from the student book and follow the 3 steps to reading words set out on page 13, which is the middle page on this slide. 1, look at the first character. 2, think of a word you know that starts with that character. 3, count the number of characters to see if it matches the word you know. Keep reminding students of the 3 steps until it becomes automatic for them.
The most important point is that students should be very familiar with the keywords before they are required to read them.
And the reason this works is that students basically only know one word beginning with that sound. In the case of ohayou gozaimasu and onamae wa, we teach na and ma to distinguish them. As they learn more words, they learn more characters.
These are the characters introduced in Unit 1 to be able to read these keywords.
We suggest introducing them in blocks as you introduce the new language. I'd like to show you a little trick now that I do with my classes. After students are familiar with the characters and the 3-step look, think, count, I show them the list of keywords on the board. Then I cover the words, leaving only the first character showing, and ask them to tell me the words. It illustrates to them that they can identify the keywords by just looking at the first character. So then that becomes our little secret to reading. And I give them a homework task to impress their parents where they have to read a list of words to someone at home, and I provide a parent-friendly answer sheet in Romaji.
2B. These are suggestions for extra characters you could teach. Step 3. Lots of pre-reading practice like identifying and matching, allowing students to notice the shape of the characters.
Here in task 3, students find and match single kana, and then in task 6, they match words. You'll find many tasks for steps 3 and 4 in the workbook. Unfortunately, today we can only show you a few.
Identifying and matching words to pictures. Remind students of the strategy look, think, and count. Step 4. Building students' reading skills by exposing them to pieces of text which increase gradually in length and difficulty.
So we start with single kana, then single words, then short text, and we give explicit strategies for extracting meaning. Here are some strategies to extract information from text. We work through a piece of text step by step. Use your knowledge of sentence structure to know where to look for information. Notice the patterns and predict what comes next, and highlight the key words to extract the meaning. I suggest always carrying a highlighter. It's a good idea to help students with their workbook tasks in the first few units by discussing these strategies with them.
The Obento Deluxe workbook has many different types of tasks to build students' reading skills. Even when the text is longer and more complex, the strategy is the same. Highlight keywords to extract meaning.
Once students are familiar with the strategies, they won't be daunted by the script, and they will use these strategies in senior study.
Building writing skills. The first step is using the practice boxes to write the characters in the correct stroke order.
Then there are many games you can play in the classroom, which are listed here, and they're explained in the teacher toolkit. Just as with reading, writing should also be introduced gradually.
First, identifying and copying characters and unjumbling words. Completing characters and completing words.
Recognizing words in puzzles and copying them, again, step by step. The solution for task 17 here shows how if you highlight all the katakana, you're left with the hiragana words. And so students can easily find the words and then copy in the missing kana.
Writing skills are also built up gradually, from writing captions on the pictures to creating sentences from puzzles.
Finally, students learn to create a written response scaffolded from a piece of text. In task 16 from Unit 5, the keywords are given in the set of clues for students to copy into the sentence pattern.
Each of the Tsukurimasho sections present a different text type. Here in Unit 3, students learn to create a personal profile. Students fill in the missing information with the keywords and then use them as a template to write their own profile.
So you can simply teach reading and writing Japanese script from Unit 1 without the need for romaji by presenting hiragana, katakana, and kanji together in an authentic text, by students developing strategies to extract the meaning. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We hope this has been a useful and practical session to support you. Please join us for the next webinar in the series. Bye for now.
Bye.